then towards the end, it's going to be maybe a little more.
All right, let me know when you're good.
Like every
All right.
question was
Yes. Here we go. Good luck to all of you. Question 1. This event began after workers received pay reductions despite rent and other prices in the company town remaining unchanged. This event led to the creation of a federal labor day. During this event, Grover Cleveland intervened with federal troops after Eugene V. Debs organized a boycott against the Central Company in conjunction with the American Railway Union. For the points, name this event in 1890 -2. 1894 Chicago area strike against a railroad car company known for its sleeper cars. Time, Pullman strike. Pullman. 2. A work of muckraking journalism titled for these structures illuminated them for photography using magnesium flash powder. The dumbbell style of these structures emerged after a law required air shafts to be accessible to each room, replacing sets of indoor windows. New York's Lower East Side still contains many examples of these structures full of cramped 3-room apartments. For the points, identify these crowded low-cost structures often shared by groups of immigrants. Time, tenements. 3. American soldiers became involved in this conflict after Peter McQueen ambushed a group of looting soldiers at the Battle of Bright Corn. McQueen and Red Eagle massacred a group of the Mississippi Volunteers at Fort Mims in this conflict, which ended with a future president's victory at Horseshoe Bend. The Treaty of Fort Jackson ended, for the points, what conflict within the War of 1812 in which U.S. troops fought the Red Sticks of a namesake?
the Seminole War.
-2.
The Country War.
-2. Namesake tribe. -1. It was the Creek War. 4. Dying of what might be poisoning in this book. George Bighart reveals evidence of the murder of W.W. Vaughan. This book discusses the death of Henry Roan and includes characters such as Tom White, the Warden of Leavenworth. In this book, Molly Burkhart divorces her husband Ernest, who may have assisted William K. Hale to obtain head rights. For the points, name this David Graham book about a series of Osage murders made into a 2023 Leonardo DiCaprio film by Martin Scorsese. Time, Killers of the Flower Moon. 5. This politician introduced the 1863 National Banking Act, which was previously proposed by his predecessor Samuel Chase. As chair of the Senate Finance Committee, this politician helped pass the Coinage Act of 1873 to establish the gold standard. A work of legislation by this politician was used to break up the American Tobacco and Standard Oil Trusts and was expanded by the Clayton Act. For the points, it is correct for 4 points.
Okay, so first question number 5. I had Jashad with 4, Madhavan with 0, Ariana with 0, Apramayana with -4, Ridiamshu with -1, and Harrison with -2.
6. In one story set during this conflict, Peyton Farquhar discovers that his escape from a summary execution was a dream, and in another story set during this conflict, Henry Fleming eventually earned self-respect after falsely gaining the title Mark. An occurrence at Owl Creek Bridge takes place during this conflict, as does the short novel The Red Badge of Courage. For the points, give this major war that inspired novels such as Shelby Foote's novel Shiloh.
The Civil War.
Correct. 3 points. 7. This scientist wrote the science fiction novel Contact and mixed philosophy and knowledge of the solar system.
Carl Sagan.
Correct for 6 points. 8. The 1919 summer of this color named a wave.
Red.
Correct for 6 points. 9. An echo technique used in this musical genre resembles earlier ring shouts and is used in pieces such as Grace and Beauty by James Scott. A piece in this genre called Frog Legs was published by John Stillwell Stark and orchestrated by a composer of the Easy Winners. A black club in Sedalia, Missouri inspired a piece in this genre titled Maple Leaf. Polyrhythms from African music were used in For the Point with syncopated music style that included The Entertainer by Scott Joplin. Correct, 3 points. 10. This treaty was followed up in the United States by the Knox-Porter Resolution, and it was vehemently opposed by the Irreconcilable. This treaty's Article 10 was opposed by one Massachusetts senator who more specifically railed against this treaty's creation of the League of Nations. And
Treaty of Versailles.
correct for 4 points.
Okay. After question number 10, I have Trishad with 8, Madhavan with 0, Arya with 0, Abramayan with 11, Ridyanchu with 2, and Anderson with -2.
11. After Henry Steele Oka and Helena Blavatsky moved to India, this person became the president of the American branch of the Theosophical Society. This person was replaced by a junior officer named John Newton after George Meade received a report from Oliver Howard that this person's corpse had been broken, and this person legendarily fired the first shot at the Battle of Fort Sumter. For the points, identify this Union general, the subject of a Mills Commission report about the invention of baseball. Time. Go ahead. Repeat.
Snyder.
-1. Time. Correct answer is Abner Doubleday. 12. One participant in this movement was Charles Grandison Finney, who coined the phrase burn over district. During this movement, a region of New York was home to the Millerites, the Seance leading Fox sisters, and the Shaker Society. Peter Cartwright and future Tennessee Governor Parson Brownlow served as circuit riders on the frontier during this movement, converting followers to Methodism. For the points, name this American religious revival of
Great Awakening.
prompt.
First Great Awakening.
Incorrect, -2.
The Second Great Awakening.
Correct. For 4 points. 13. In one work, this person argued against the Comte de Buffon by insisting that there were larger animals in America. This president told Henry Dearborn, if we are constrained to lift the hatchet against any tribe, then that tribe could be exterminated or forced beyond the Mississippi. This supporter of Western yeoman farmers ordered an expedition westwards to the mouth of the Columbia River. For the points named,
Thomas Jefferson.
correct for 4 points. 14. In this U.S. state, a group of revolutionaries, including John Brown the First, and Abraham Whipple, boarded and burned a ship that ran aground while chasing a mail ship suspected of smuggling. This state was the first to declare independence from Great Britain and the last state to ratify. -2.
Long Island.
Correct for 5 points. 15. This person was appointed commander-in-chief of the American ground forces preparing to invade France in the spring of 1944. During the Battle of the Bulge, Dwight Eisenhower placed this person's 1st and 9th armies under the command of British Field Marshal Bernard Law Montgomery. President Truman entrusted leadership of the VA to this person, who reached the rank of General of the Army. For the points, -2.
George Patton.
-2. For the points, identify this first chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. Time. Omar Bradley.
Okay, at the conclusion of question number 15, I have Trishad with 4, Madhavan with 0, Aryan with 4, Abramayan with 11, Ridyanchu with -2, and Harrison with 6.
That's what I have.
16. The Anzit-1 boy from this culture was discovered in a cave alongside characteristic fluted projectile points. This culture was supplanted by the Folsom tradition during a period known as the Younger Dryas. This culture is believed to have ceased due to the late Pleistocene extinction of megafauna such as the Columbian mammoth. For the points, name this Paleo-Indian culture one of the earliest inhabitants of the Americas, which is named for a town in New Mexico.
Pueblos?
-1.
The Clovis culture?
Correct, with 3 points. 17. Later leaders of this organization include Charles Murphy and Bowery Tough Big Tim Sullivan. This organization was explicitly opposed by the Locofocos and was targeted by Mayor Fiorello LaGuardia. This organization's most notable leader was regularly satirized in Harper's Weekly by cartoonist Thomas Nast. For the points, name is notably corrupt politician machine.
Henry Paul?
Correct, for 4 points. 18, a popular history nonfiction book about this event by novelist Lee Brown is titled Bury My Heart at This Event's Location. This event was perpetrated with the help of 4 Hotchkiss machine guns by Colonel James Forsyth. Spotted Elk was killed during this event, which was sparked by Wovoka and his spiritual ghost dance.
The Wounded Knee Massacre?
Correct, for 4 points. 19. People who settled in areas regulated by this law were often called butternuts. Nathan Dane and Rufus King included an early Bill of Rights in this law, which allowed for 3 to 5 states to be created around new pig and corn grazing regions. This law was possibly the most significant act passed under the Articles of Confederation. For the points, identify the 1787 law that organized territories across the Ohio River.
Northwest Ordinance?
Correct, for 4 points. 20. A person in this profession named Arthur Rothstein assisted Virginia farmers facing eviction for the construction of Shenandoah National Park. With James Agee, a person in this profession, collaborated on the book Let Us Now Praise Famous Men. Walter Evans worked in this profession for the Farm Security Administration, as did a person who documented Florence Owens Thompson and internment at Manzac Namar. For the points, identify this profession of Dorothea Lange.
Photographer?
Correct, for 4 points.
Okay. At the conclusion of number 20, I have Trishad with 7, Manavan with 0, Arian with 8, Apramayan with 18, Radyanshu with 2, and Harrison with 6. Cool.
21. Operation Greylord, an investigation into the judiciary of this city, resulted in the conviction of 15 judges for corruption. A criminal nicknamed the Babbling Burglar revealed criminal activity on the part of police officers in this city's Summerdale district. The 2 longest-serving mayors of the city were a father and his son, who were both suspected of corruption. For the points, name the city. Correct, for 4 points. 22. Bankers from this company practice pinning by setting client pins to 0000, allowing them to log into those accounts. CEO John Stone, who led this company acquisition of Wachovia during the 2008 financial crisis, resigned when it was revealed that this company cross-sold existing customers onto new accounts without their permission. For the points
Wells
named,
Fargo?
correct, for 4 points. 23. This person became a board member for the Philip Morris Company after convincing Virginia Slims to sponsor women's competitions. This person dominated tennis in the 1960s and
Billy James? Billy James?
correct, and that's for 6 points. 24. This vehicle, which was first used in Laverne Saunders in Bangkok, was developed in the Battle of Wichita after Hap Arnold visited an assembly plant. This vehicle contained General Electric analog computers to increase weapons accuracy and featured remotely controlled machine gun turrets. One of these vehicles was used by Paul Tibbets to drop an atomic bomb.
Airplanes.
Incorrect.
Poland superfortress?
Incorrect. Top bomb on Hiroshima. The firebombing of Japan involved the use of, for the point, what bomber produced by Boeing? Time? Correct answer is B-29. This activity was popularized in the U.S. in the 1890s by the German immigrants Ludwig Darlacher and Eugen Sandow. Along with vegetarianism, this activity was the main discipline promoted by Bernard McFadden's physical culture movement. A long-running series of magazine advertisements depicted a bully kicking sand in a man's face to promote a program for this activity that was sold by Charles Atlas. For the point's name is athletic endeavor promoted by circus strongmen. Correct.
Okay, at the conclusion of question number 25, I have Trishad with 13, Manavad with 0, Aryan with 14, Upper Mind with 18, Rudiamshu with 3, and Harrison with 6. Good job, good luck to all the others.
All right, 26. The only usage of this amendment, section 3, was against the socialist Victor Berger, who was convicted of violating the Espionage Act. This amendment's due process clause is interpreted as applying the Bill of Rights to the states, while
14.
correct for 5 points. 27. Edward Jackson was elected governor of Indiana when over 30% of eligible males belonged to this organization, which also counted Supreme Court Justice and Alabama Senator Hugo Black among its members. The murder conviction of D.C. Stephenson led to reduced -2, led to reduced membership numbers of this organization, which was originally founded by Grand Wizard Nathan Bedford Forrest.
KKK.
Correct? And that is for 4 points. 28. The first administrator of this program was Milo Randolph Perkins, and the first to benefit from this program was Rochester resident Mabel McFiggin. This program was modified in 1974 to include SSI cash outs. A farm bill called -2. Farm bill called the 1996 FAIR Act reauthorized this program, which can be distributed via the Electronic Benefit Transfer System, or EBT. The Mickey Leland Memorial Domestic Hunger Relief Act simplified.
Food stamps?
Correct. 4 points. 29. This substance was central to a deadly disaster at a distilling company on January 15th, 1919, accompanying.
Molasses.
Correct for 6 points. This is the last question right now. Other than a brief intermission by Moses Robinson, this polity was governed for almost all of its existence by Thomas Chittenden. A conspiracy to unite this polity with Canada was known as the Haldimand Affair. Prior to its annexation, this polity used a green and blue flag that.
Vermont.
Correct for 5 points.
Okay, so the final scores that I have, just so that we can make sure that they're consistent, I have Trishad with 16, Manavad with 0, Aryan with 27, Upper Mayan with 18, Rudiamshu with 9, and Harrison with 4.
That's what I have.
Okay, congratulations. Now your reward. So, in 6th place we have Manavad.
We're going order.
In 5th place, we have Harrison. In 4th place, we have. Yep, Rudiamshu. In 3rd place, we have.
Good job.
In second place, we have Lion. And in first place, we have Arden.
Very good job, competitors.
Thank you.